Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Okay, today is Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, and so today is going to be my big food prep day. We decided in our home that we are going to eat lunch for Thanksgiving dinner instead of dinner time. And so for myself, I always think of like especially when I had little ones and I had to do like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between. I always thought, I'm doing all this food prep for a big giant meal at dinner, but I still gotta make lunch. I still gotta have snacks. I still gotta have breakfast. And so I'm like, oh, my kids are getting older now where they can kind of graze on a few things, no big deal. But I still was sitting there thinking, and I'm like, I'm still gonna have to come up with lunch on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, and it's no big deal. Most people pull out sandwiches, but we're at the end of the month, so we're out of sandwiches. So it's more like rice and beans, things like that. So I didn't want to do that. So I asked my husband, I'm like, do you want to do dinner at lunch? I said, then we can have lunch and then we can have it for leftovers at dinner. He said, yeah, that'd be better. So that is the game plan. So, okay, I'm gonna start making my pumpkin pie. We don't do pumpkin pie in the circle pie plate. Otherwise we would have a bunch of circle pies and it would just take up a lot of room. So I just do it in humongous pan, either 9x13, but I'm actually gonna do the bigger one that I have, those big giant catering ones I have from Sam's Club. And so you can go over to my blog, plainandnotsoplain.com, and I have my recipe for our large family pumpkin pie. So in my food processor, I put 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of oatmeal, half a cup of brown sugar, and then a half a cup of softened butter. I actually doubled it because I'm gonna be making it in a big pan, and then I'm gonna mix this up in the food processor first, pat it in the pan, and then bake it, and then it's for 15 minutes until for 350 for 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna mix up all my pie wet ingredients and pour it in there and just bake it. Okay, so I mixed up my crust for my chocolate pie. Just go to my blog, and I doubled mine, and so I had a little bit more it's under my chocolate pie recipe. I doubled mine, so then I did it in the 9x13, and then I also did a round one because I have some pistachio pudding, like 2 containers of it, so I thought, or 2 boxes of it, so I thought I'd mix that up and put it in there for the ones that like pistachio. Okay, so for my pumpkin pie, the recipe is on my blog, and I doubled this. So it's 1.5 cups of sugar, 4 large eggs, 2 15-ounce cans of pumpkin, 2 15-ounce cans of evaporated milk, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Mix it all in my mixing bowl. I turned it on real quick and it flung over the edge because I have it really full because I doubled it. So go slow and kind of mix it a little bit so it doesn't flop out like mine did. So I've been using this recipe. I believe this is from my mom. We've been making the same pumpkin pie for all my years growing up, and I think we got it on the back of, I want to say, Libby's Pumpkin. Libby's pumpkin pie mix. I think that's where we got it from. So we're just gonna mix it really slow. I could have put this in a little mixer and mixed it by hand, but I am doing a whole lot of things today. So today is a day to pull up the big mixer. I always usually just use the hand mixer, easier, but I thought today I'm gonna work on other things and let the mixer do the work for me. Okay, the chocolate pudding, all I did was take 4 packages of instant pie and pudding mix for chocolate and 7 cups of milk, whisk it together, poured it in the pan. Super simple, it's the way my husband loves it, that's the way he grew up with it, and that's what he loves, and that's what everybody else loves. So we've got that made. Pumpkin pie is cooked in the oven. Recipe on my blog, plainandnutsoplain.com. I use Miracle Whip. People like mayonnaise down here, but we use Miracle Whip, and we add a little bit of milk to thin it out, and then we add sugar. Yes, we add sugar to add the sweetness, and then some salt and pepper. Super simple, and we're gonna pour it on top, and that's it. Okay, so I'm making the macaroni salad here. So the key to making like good pasta, especially for something that you're not gonna eat right away, is to not cook the noodles all the way. When I was like a young bride and beginning to make this, I was like, my mother-in-law would make this and my husband would be like, it just doesn't taste like my mom's. And so I couldn't figure out why it wasn't tasting so good because it's so simple to make. Well, it was because I was cooking my pasta way too long and it was getting like overcooked, and by the time it absorbs the moisture from the microwave, it gets all yucky. So cook it like al dente so that it's a little bit almost done, but not completely. So I added the microwave in here. You can see it's a lot. It's probably a good half a jar, but we have a lot of pasta. And we added our cucumbers and tomatoes and onions. And then I put a little bit of salt and pepper. And you can add more if you want, like parsley, chives, anything you want. I just do it this way, simple. We like simple and easy. And so I'm looking at it here. And then what I'll do is this will absorb a lot of this liquid. My Thanksgiving preparations are coming along well. The kids were so quiet in my house because the kids were either, we have some friends come over today, and so they are outside. They're like, do you want to stay and make some food? And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind doing this. I like making food. This is no big deal. I'd much rather have them outside enjoying this nice, beautiful day because I'm almost done. So I was looking at my list. My pumpkin pie is almost finished. I just turned the oven down to 325, and so, because it was kind of browning around the edges a little bit, so that's almost done. Chocolate pie is in the refrigerator already. My pistachio pie, which normally I don't make pistachio, I just have the pudding and extra pie crust, so that's in the refrigerator. I am gonna make this. We've got some puff pastry. This I got at the discount store for $1.99. This is really good, and we layer it with pudding. So we're gonna do this because I have pumpkin spice that I totally forgot I got at the discount store, so I'm gonna make some of that, and we'll just have that as extra. Coleslaw is down in the refrigerator. I said in the refrigerator, and so is the macaroni salad. So the eggs, I'm gonna make those tomorrow. They're already hard-boiled. Okay, so I use a pressure cooker. The first batch I just did regular, took them out, did the cold water, and most of them peeled off good except like some of the ends. And then I did ones, and I did it with a little bit of vinegar in the pressure cooker, and then those kind of peeled off a whole lot better. So I'm gonna try it again now with the salt, but I don't need any more because we have so many eggs. And so those will cook up tomorrow. I'm gonna make macaroni and cheese tomorrow because if I make that tonight, it's gonna kind of get too gummy. Green bean casserole, all I have to do is get my cream and mushroom soup out of the freezer. Stuffing, super simple, bag, put it and heat it up. Corn is just frozen. Baked beans, open a can. Mashed potatoes and gravy. My daughter said she's gonna cut the potatoes. So I'm like, go you, because you guys know I don't like doing that. So she's gonna do that. We'll make it tomorrow. Rolls are coming from the freezer. So super simple. I'm like almost done, which is great. So I am gonna start cooking my turkey and ham because it's noon the day before, but we're gonna eat at noon the next day. And I needed the refrigerator space. So I took out my ham, which is still frozen, and my turkey, which is still frozen. So I'm gonna put my turkey in the crock pot. So that's where I'm gonna put mine. And then I'm going to get my turkey in the roaster oven. So I'm gonna do that now. And then my day is gonna be done. We got pizzas we pulled out of the freezer for dinner tonight. So it's gonna be an easy, easy night. Okay, so inside here I put some brown sugar and some frozen pineapple. One of my viewers just suggested putting a can of Coke in here. I only have 2 liters of Coke. I was gonna use some of that, but I didn't want to use that because I knew we'd drink that. So I'm gonna put the lid on this and put it on low. Right now, plug it in, leave it cooking until tomorrow. It'll be great. I'll check it tonight, make sure there's liquid, but I'm sure it'll be fine. That ham, you saw that little paper wrapper when I first made this. I left that on and I'm like, do I leave that on the ham and then cut it with it? And I realized you're supposed to cut that off. So don't eat the outside filmy paper stuff. So the lid's gonna sit on this. It's not gonna completely sit down, so I'm gonna put a little bit of foil just to keep it, just like with the turkey. Keep the foil on there real tight and it'll make it nice and moisture-like. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, plug this in, and get my roast wraps and my turkey. Okay, I just whipped up some potato salad. I had those mashed potatoes I have frozen, and I cooked those for the chicken dinner, remember on Tuesday? Well, we still didn't eat all the mashed potatoes, so I took those. There was just a little container, put them in a bowl. I put 2 hard-boiled eggs in it, some sweet relish, Miracle Whip. It's the season of Miracle Whip. I feel like you're using entire containers of fatty Miracle Whip, but it's good. And then I cut up a little bit of onion in there and salt and pepper. And this is how we make whipped potato salad. This is my mother-in-law's recipe, and my husband absolutely loves it. He doesn't think we're gonna have it, so he will be surprised to have potato. He'll be surprised to have potato salad for Thanksgiving. So that's another dish finished. I got my turkey over here that I cooked on 300. I think I got a 300. My turkey was frozen solid, so good deal. I did my chicken video frozen solid, so I just put the entire thing in the roaster, 300, and I don't have to put foil because the lid fits, it's small enough. Put a little bit of chicken bouillon on the bottom with some water, and then the all-purpose seasoning. I'll just let that cook for all day long. It's only 12:30 right now, and it's gonna cook until tomorrow morning. So just the key is to keep it low so that it can cook real slow and make it nice and tender until the next day. All right, so my Thanksgiving food prep is come to an end, and it's not even 1 o'clock yet, which is awesome. And so I'm gonna be finished. I'm just gonna cook those puff pastries that you saw there in the video. Those are pretty cool, because I'm thinking, I was gonna just do squares and let them puff up and put pudding on, but I'm thinking, I started looking online a little bit, I'm like, ooh, people do like fancy and roll them and stuff, and I'm like, it's just not for me. So I'm like, oh, I've got that brownie pan. So I stuck them in that brownie pan, push open the sides so those will pop up, and then have like a little bowl in the middle, and then we'll put the pudding in that tomorrow. So tomorrow's video, hopefully you guys will get this one right after this one. Tomorrow I will record us cooking in the morning and then how we eat our Thanksgiving dinner. So I thought, well, I'll have to break it up because I want to be able to get this video together and upload it for you for tomorrow. So you've got one, and then I can work on the other one the next day. So tomorrow will be super simple. My ham and turkey will cook all night, super easy. I'll pull that bag out of the middle and the neck out as soon as it thaws. And then get our mashed potatoes my daughter's gonna cut up. And then the rest of the stuff is all just kind of pour and dump in a container and then heat it up. So it'll be very, very easy tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. So tonight's gonna be easy dinner. Make it easy on yourself. Don't do a whole crazy dinner, especially if you're doing a late dinner. Do an easy lunch for your kids, like sandwiches, peanut and jelly. Very simple. We're gonna have pizzas tonight, so it's an easy night for our family. So I hope you guys enjoy this little Thanksgiving food prep video, and we will see you guys again tomorrow, okay? Remember, don't fret over the turkey. If it's frozen, just throw it all in the roaster at one time. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.